Good afternoon. Yes, afternoon. This is Lucky Lynx, and Happy New Year's to you. One of my goals this coming year is to do quite a bit more videos on how to use unusual methods of divination, or how to look at divination in a new way that gives you a much deeper understanding. I've done a lot of basic videos, how to do something from scratch, and now I'm going to use some of the tools that I've developed and some of the tools that are out there to show people how to do things in a little more advanced, a little deeper level. And for this particular video, I'm going to use my Black Cat Oracle deck. If you want to get a hold of one of these, then contact me and I'll show you how. I'm going to break down the deck in a way that I haven't really shown people. There's quite a bit of theory behind this deck. When I developed it, it has to do with mind sciences, my understanding of hypnosis, how I was trained in how the human mind is built, and quite a bit of Tibetan teaching as well. This particular oracle shows you how to come at things from a mind perspective, which I think is very important when you're doing divination, because the past, present, and future is always based on a person's habits, mind habits, and how they approach a situation, how they go into a situation from that mind, the habitual mind patterns, and that creates the past, present, and future from it. So the past is the place where the habits are formed, the present is where the habits are either being enacted and repeated or challenged, and the future is the result of what happens from that. So that said, let me show you just how this deck is broken down, and I'm going to do several videos on this deck, and this one is going to be on one section of it, but I'm going to show you a quick overview. So there's a man and a woman card, and you can lay these out like you do in a Lenormand. You could lay the whole deck out in a grand tableau. That's a whole other video that I'll do in the future. But there's the man and the woman that can represent either a man and a woman in your life, or the person who's being read. So you could use it as a significator. So if you're reading for a man, you could use this to represent him and see what comes up around him, or the woman, see what comes up around her. Also, this can represent projective and receptive energy. Okay, so that's the man and the woman card. Then there's these three sort of wild cards. There's the jackal, which represents the essence of creation, and everything we do, think, speak, invoke. Everything we think, say, do is an invocation, a blessing, or a curse in Tibetan training, and those things are the essence of what we create in our world. Then we've got the omen, which represents signs, because if you're looking at divination, you're looking for signs anyway. People are always looking for signs, something to show up, to show them they're on the right path. That's what this guy is for. What shows up around you shows what kind of sign and omen is coming up. And this one is the faith card. The mala is the faith card, which usually represents patience in a situation, because usually when people are divining, they lose patience in a situation. They want it to happen now. They want to know when. So this one comes up to represent patience and faith. Never am I one to tell people to have faith without taking action. So we'll look at the rest of the cards and decide what that is. Action, and in terms of action, we have three cards here which represent, these three cards represent the three wrathful activities in Tibetan Bond teaching. We have wrath, laughter, and rapaciousness. Now wrath, I'll talk about these in another video today. I'm going to talk about another set of them, but these three go together. They represent the wrathful activities. Usually these three things can make change happen pretty quickly if you know how to use them. Then we've got personality types. The four fruits represent personality types. This is the type of individual. There are only 4 personality types in the world. If you don't believe me, try to find a different one. Those who are angry and stubborn, those who are cautious and suspicious, those who are impulsive, and those who take risks, the risk takers. These personality types I will go into in another video, and I'll show you how to use those to get a better bead on people. These are the mind types, or the way that people might think. There are certain ways that people think that can all be classified in these mind types. This is what we call the goat, or these are the individuals who tend to be addictive. They like to indulge in sex and food, and in some cases people can be addicted to their own suffering, their own misery, but these are people who like to indulge, overindulge. There's this particular mind type. These individuals like to have some kind of a cause. They like to. These are the people who are like your sports fans, or they like to go around telling everybody what religion they are, or what. Right? They like to have a uniform to wear. Okay, this is the card of the child. This is the card of the fool. These are the individuals who are superstitious. This is the individual who is single truth, or thinks there's one answer or one way. This is the individual who is looking to make a legacy. This is the individual who hasn't decided who he is. They're usually the one that says, I don't fall into any of those, because they haven't decided who they are. This is the individual who looks for cause and effect. This is the individual who looks for compassion, or tries to feel compassion. This is the one that doesn't have a self, and this is the one who is self-reliant. Those are the mind types. I'll go into them a little more deeply in another video and show you how to use them. These are the 6 archetypes that can make any kingdom grow. These are the 6 archetypes that you need to bring wealth about and make a huge, prosperous kingdom. We have the star, the hermit, the sun, magician, strength, and justice. Now, each person you meet, most of the people you meet, some people don't make it this high to an archetype because they're not developed as much. They're struggling to get up to this point. Most of the people you meet during the course of the day are one of these archetypes, and that's it. So, and there is some very old teaching behind that in the Tibetan stuff. Goes all the way back to the Tibetan stuff. These were on tiles, and they were symbols. And these are the 6 archetypes that sort of form the basis of any kingdom that's prosperous. Now, these are the ones I'm going to go through today and explain a little better. These have to do with how to make a kingdom successful, how to make your wealth, how to make anything grow in your life, how to make a successful, prosperous, happy kingdom. In order to do so, you have to have all of these things. You have to have a way to show people who you are, what you do, and what you know. This is what we call the associates card. It's the finches. This would be the way that I'm communicating with you right now through a YouTube channel. This would be me using what we call the associates function. I'm actually communicating to those outside my world to show them what I do, what I know, see if they want to get to know me better, be a part of what I'm doing, learn from it, share resources, share experiences, and grow something. Next point is the tiger. That's what you do. You actually don't make wealth by getting a job and getting a paycheck. You start with figuring out what you do. And how you spend your days has to do with what you do. So your career doesn't necessarily, the job that you have isn't necessarily what would fall into this box. It would be what you spend your days doing. So that's what you do. If you spend your days complaining, whining, or if you spend your days being positive, getting out there, motivating people, doesn't matter what your job is, what the function is of it is what you do. Next part is what you know. So really what you want to do if you want to make a prosperous kingdom is you want to get the word out there to people, you want to connect with people. That's why this whole introverted have to stay inside thing forms a challenge for people, because if you're afraid to get out there and show people what you know and what you do, you're not going to probably make your kingdom grow very well. So you want to have a way to access people. Social media is a really great way to do that, and we're all using it in some way right now, getting to know each other and what we do. So I'm showing you right now what I do and what I know. That's the next piece of what makes wealth, what makes a prosperous and happy kingdom. Now, many people say it's not what you do, it's who you know. Well, that's the next piece. That's also what makes a prosperous, happy kingdom, and what makes wealth. Who you know. This is who you surround yourself with. So this is your immediate circle. Your immediate circle, or this area of your life, also governs health in old Tibetan teachings. So when you have people around you who drain your resources, drain your energy, who are negative, who talk bad, they actually affect your health. Your health goes down. When you have people around you who want you to succeed, want you to prosper, want you to be happy, well, then your health goes up because they're going to encourage you to do really good things. They're not going to be draining your energy. They're not going to be draining you. So it's really about this. If you want to know what makes wealth, well, it's being able to get out there, tell people what you do, what you know. If they enjoy what you do, what you know, if they want to know more, if they are into what you do and what you know, want to be a part of it, they become part of your immediate circle. They help to uplift the health of your kingdom and you. They work around you. They stay close to you. The result of that naturally is, ta-da, wealth. So wealth can never happen by getting a job and getting a paycheck. That's one of the big lies we've all been taught. What makes wealth in a kingdom has to do with getting out there, telling people what you do, showing them what you know, having something that you do and you know that actually people want to be a part of. They want to become part of your kingdom. The natural result is, ta-da, wealth. The next piece of a healthy kingdom and a healthy and prosperous family and a healthy and prosperous whatever is, whatever you want to call it. You want to call it a kingdom, you want to call it a family, you want to call it your life purpose, whatever you want to call it. The next piece is your reputation. If your reputation is bad, or if people are talking bad about you, your health and wealth and all that stuff can go down. If you have a good reputation, it can support you. Also, partnerships. Those people who want to be a part of your kingdom, what you do, and want to partner with it, not necessarily like they would in this one where they want to be real close to you, but those people who go, hey, you know, I'd like to promote you. So let's say someone came along right now on YouTube and said, hey, I want to affiliate with you, we want to put ads with it. They'd be partnering, but they wouldn't necessarily be the people who are closest to me. See how that works? And then the final one, this is what all those people, the geese, is all their people, social pressure, social proof, all that stuff out there. So all those people that in the beginning you could possibly draw from. So every one of you out there right now who could stumble upon my YouTube channel and look at my stuff, you are in the geese category. Now, that is how the deck is broken down. You use these. When these come up, they usually tell you what's working for a person's kingdom or what's not working for a person's kingdom. When these come up, they usually tell you how a person is thinking. When these come up, it usually tells you what role you need to play or someone else needs to play in your life. When these come up, they usually tell you about a person who's asking the question or a function that they need to be performing. This will tell you what you're dealing with in terms of a personality type, whether the energy is going to be moving very quickly like this or very slowly and very stuck like this. These are the wild cards that show you some other pieces that could come in and affect the energy or the nature of all of this. And these last ones show you actions that you can take to make things happen and cut through all of the BS really quickly. So that is a deeper breakdown of the Black Cat Oracle. As you can imagine, these get really spooky accurate because they get right to the motivations, mental functions, and the deep heart of the way a person thinks and the habitual patterns that result in the past, present, and future based on all of this. You can tell what's happening in a person's life, whether or not their kingdom is functioning, what part of it is off, and what part of their thinking is causing that. And so when I read with these, people usually go, so that is a beginning deeper breakdown of how to use the Black Cat Oracle. You can use these concepts also whenever you divine, because it's not just this deck that I use these concepts for. I use them all the time in my everyday life with every person I interact with, in my hypnosis work, in my fortune-telling work, and just in my relationships in general. All of this stuff is extremely valuable. Now I'm going to do another video where I break down the next one of these, and I'm going to show you how to use the cards in some more detailed ways, and I'm probably going to develop a course here on how to use this in an extraordinarily detailed and amazing way, because I have certain spreads and everything that I use with them that are based on old Tibetan maps. So, that said, I am Lucky Lynx, and I hope you found this illuminating and enlightening, and I wish you a happy new and prosperous new year, success and good fortune in all you do. If you want to get a hold of one of these, I have them custom printed, so it takes about a week or 2 weeks to get them to you, but contact me in this thing below, or email me at conjurehope@gmail.com. That's all one word, conjurehope@gmail.com, or give me a call at 779-302-8009, which is my number currently, and I will get you hooked up with one of these. I am wishing you success and good fortune. Have a wonderful day.